Welcome back, all you listeners, to the Empty Wagon Fantasy Football Podcast. It is our Week 6 preview here, kicking off another week of the NFL season for all you fantasy football champions out there trying to win your league and win your weeks. And you're doing a good job of it because you're listening to us. We got Brad the Dad and Josh the Boss here, ready to break down these games and tell you what you need to know, what players need to start, and what players need to sit. Because it's been a crazy NFL season, and you need all the information you can get. So let's get started, check in with the guys, and then get to these games. Brad, how you doing?
Doing great. I'm doing a little better than Odell is right now.
He is not happy.
Well, I mean, it's understandable. Give the man the ball.
He just
Punching
cries
that
a
porter cooler a little earlier, so
He just cries a lot.
getting ready for his WWE.
Yeah.
Start targeting Odell. Because eventually he's got to get better, right?
Can't get worse.
Oh, he could get a lot worse.
No.
Well, I'm doing great. Thanks for asking, guys. Bruins won 4-1 tonight.
How you doing, Pat?
Well,
Doing great.
well, my
Patrice
family-
Bergeron got a garbage time goal. I know we love to talk about garbage time, but
Nobody knows what you're talking about right now.
Yeah. I don't bring up all my stuff, dude. My family's down there in the Hurricane Michael. They're all down there in it.
Do you think they named it Michael because it came in October?
Of course, duh.
I understand they go off like a
I
timing
have
of it.
plenty
But,
of names for hurricanes.
yeah, but
Michael,
it's,
that's one of them.
But we do hope that everyone who was affected by the hurricane is able to recover and that they are able to get back to their homes at some point or at least recover some of those things. And we also want to send a special shout out, and we hope that she recovers nicely, and that is Rob's sister. We wish you the absolute best, Bethany.
All right. Nice shout out there. And anything else to add, talk about before we get into these breakdowns? Other than Odell not being Odell.
Well, he's Odell.
he's definitely Odell.
All right, Josh. Ready to kick us off with Pittsburgh at Cincinnati.
Oh, well, guys, guess what? This is an away game for the Steelers. So, obviously,
Hey, you got to buck the trend eventually, right?
James Conner, start him. Get one more week. Just milk this cow for everything it's worth. Get one
But
more
Big
milk.
Ben said he wants James Conner to stay involved.
Of course he did. Of course
And
he
we
did.
all know Big Ben does not lie to the press.
He doesn't lie, but he doesn't always get what he wants. Ask that to the young ladies he met. In the
Okay,
bathroom.
no, stop. Man, no, do that.
I don't agree with it. Okay. I don't agree with that. So anyway, so I'm saying start Big Ben, but with caution. These games, these divisional games between Pittsburgh and Cincinnati and Pittsburgh and Baltimore, they can get a little squirrely. And with Ben playing on the road, I don't quite trust him. So start him, but with caution. Obviously, you're going to start Antonio Brown. Now, the question is Juju and Vance McDonald. I'm saying start Vance McDonald because Cincinnati is one of the worst teams against tight ends. And Juju, I think depending on what your options are, you're going to start him because I think that this game could be a high-scoring game. He's been lumped the past couple weeks, I understand that, but I do feel like this is a good game for their offense as a whole.
So Cincinnati's bad against tight ends because they played the Colts week 1, who they gave up a touchdown to Eric Ebron.
Bingo.
They played the Ravens week 2, and we know how they work with tight ends.
Yep.
Then they played
Spin the wheel.
Greg Olsen-less Panthers.
Yep.
Then the Falcons, who Hooper is on a milk carton almost every week of the season.
Yep.
And then the Dolphins.
Yep.
So they really haven't went up against any tight ends.
What are you? So if Vance McDonald is on your team, chances are you don't have a lot of other options. The tight end landscape is not great this week, and I'm saying Vance McDonald because they're still, even though they've played those tight ends, they're still 8th worst against tight ends.
Yeah.
Not 8th best, 8th worst.
Okay, I misunderstood that. But either way, I still would rather have Juju than Vance McDonald in my life.
Well, yeah, I'm not going to start Vance McDonald over Juju.
In the
duh.
flex, I get what you're saying, but I think
come on.
I think Juju's
All right.
still good.
Come on, get out of here. All right.
Juju's giving birth to footballs out there, so I'm pretty sure he's pretty safe.
That's fact. So
Give birth
now
to
Andy
touchdowns.
Dalton on the Bengals side of the ball. Andy Dalton, I say start him. The Pittsburgh Steelers is second worst against quarterbacks. Second worst. That means there's only one team worse than them. So
And we're going to talk about them next.
okay. So and then Joe Mixon. What do you do with Joe Mixon? You start Joe Mixon. Don't be silly. Now, even though, believe it or not, the Steelers are actually fourth best against the run. They're fourth best. Now, they've played Cleveland.
because they're giving up all that points in the air.
They are giving up quite a bit of points in the air, but they did pretty well. But the teams that they played, you got to think about this: Tampa Bay, Baltimore, Atlanta. Those teams don't have great rushing attacks right now. Kansas City did pretty well against them, and Cleveland. Cleveland actually put up the only 100-yard game against Pittsburgh on the ground. So I'm saying start Joe Mixon just because he's going to get to work, man. He's going to get to work. AJ Green, duh. Tyler Boyd. I say start Tyler Boyd because they both have 43 targets on the year. AJ Green and Tyler Boyd. So he's getting just as much usage. CJ Uzama, it's not time for that yet. Sit him. Sit him on the bench.
So you're starting Vance over CJ?
Yeah, in a vacuum, yeah, of course.
Okay. And Boyd over Juju? Is that what I'm hearing?
I do like Tyler Boyd more than I like Juju this week, yes.
Interesting. All right.
Very interesting.
All right. Good take on that. And now moving over to our next game. Brad's going to take this one, Tampa Bay at Atlanta.
So you said second worst with quarterbacks?
Yep.
Number one is Tampa Bay.
Bingo.
They are giving up the most points on average to quarterbacks. So Matty Ryan at home? Yeah, we're starting him all day.
Of course.
I mean, I think he's a great option this week. I think he's a little bounce back from last week.
Only at home.
Only at home. He's kind of got that Big Ben disease, I think, a little bit. Must be from guys from the Pennsylvania, Pittsburgh area.
Hmm.
Is that where Big Ben's from?
He's from Purdue, huh?
Yeah, he went to Purdue.
Yeah, you're right.
All right. But, okay, so Atlanta, obviously Julio's a go. Tevin Coleman, I think you can still start him. I think Devonta Freeman's going to be out this week, so Tevin Coleman, when Devonta Freeman is not healthy, is always a good RB2 option. Then we go over to Mohamed Sanu or Calvin Ridley. Because the number 2 wide receiver for Atlanta has been good this year. It's just which one is the number 2 wide receiver on that week. I think this week, against Tampa Bay, I'm going Calvin Ridley. I know Mohamed Sanu's had the biggest 2 games. I would take Calvin Ridley this week over Mohamed Sanu. I think you can start both of them because chances are you don't have both of them on your team. Obviously, I'm going nowhere near any one of these defenses. Austin Hooper is a streamable tight end this week, but don't expect what he did last week. And that was my pin dropping.
Nice.
Yep. All right, let's go over Tampa Bay side. So they're coming off a bye. They've had a whole extra week to prepare for it. Jameis Winston is actually a good start at quarterback this week. Atlanta is terrible at all aspects of defense. They're in the top 5 worst. So they're in the top 5 of giving up points to every position in fantasy football. So we can start. You can start your 3 wide receivers: Deshaun Jackson, Mike Evans, even though Chris Godwin out there if you really need him in your flex. I think it's going to be a high scoring.
Jackson's still relevant?
Yeah, it's going to be a high scoring game. So
I know we talk about tight end pool not being very deep pretty much every episode almost.
Oh, yeah, Cameron Brate.
Yeah,
I know that's where you're going. Cameron Brate. Cameron Brate is a must start this week. I think it's a must start.
Must start.
The over-under for this game is 57 points.
Yeah, I agree with
That's
that.
a lot of points. So this is a lot of fantasy options.
It's a lot of Stromboli.
My biggest question for Tampa Bay is Peyton Barber. Not Peyton Barber. We ain't start Peyton Barber.
Question. Don't start Peyton Barber.
Don't start Peyton Barber. Ronald Jones. They started giving him work. He got the carries. Wasn't really good with the carries, but he got the
they could
carries.
give me the carries, and we'd get about the same result. So
Yeah. So a whole bye week, working with Jameis. Is anybody willing to throw him out there, or is this a wait and see and watch?
I say wait and see.
wait,
Okay.
no, with
So-
Jameis?
No, Ronald Jones.
Ronald
Yeah,
Jones.
yeah, you gotta wait and see.
Are you
It's-
rostering him this week, though?
Yeah,
In case he has a good week?
I think if you have a spot, like say you were rostering Peyton Barber, for example, and you were like, okay, I'm ready to give up, or if there's another player that you're ready to give up on, like Larry Fitzgerald,
Duke Johnson. We dropping Duke Johnson
yeah,
for
of course.
Ronald Jones?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
You have to try and take upside at this point.
All right. Yeah, that was my biggest question for you all. Are you willing to start him? I'm not willing to start him,
No,
But I am willing to roster him and
I'll
watch.
punch an air conditioner over it though, like Odell.
Hey,
you go.
gotta do what you gotta do.
Yep.
All right, I think that wraps up that game. We can go on to Oakland at Seattle playing in England or the UK or whatever they call it.
Well, these
over there.
England games are real funny, so that means that Oakland will probably put up 8,500 points.
Oh, I just want to add, make sure you set your lineups early on Sunday morning.
It's actually not an early game. It's still 11 o'clock start.
Really?
Yeah, it's a night game in London.
Good for them.
So it's 1 o'clock Eastern.
You sound like you're from London.
No, it's 1 o'clock Eastern
Good for you, London. Enjoy your game at Wembley.
at Wembley.
Wembley Stadium.
At Wembley Stadium. I hope you have a good time. All right, so Derek Carr.
Back to football.
Derek Carr for the Oakland Raiders. Sit Derek Carr. Don't even let him get anywhere near your lineup. Seattle is
Does anyone
fourth.
own him?
Don't even own him.
Don't let him near your lineup.
Don't even let him.
Don't even let him be in the free agent pool.
Yeah, throw him out of your league altogether.
All right.
Seattle is fourth best against quarterbacks. Now, they've only played Denver, Chicago, Dallas, Arizona, and the Rams. I understand that's not great, but Derek Carr is inconsistent, and I don't trust him.
The whole Oakland team's inconsistent.
Yeah, I don't trust him. Now, Marshawn Lynch, sit him. Why? I don't see the point in starting him ever. I don't like Marshawn Lynch.
You don't think with the revenge narrative here and the
No.
nasty weather in London that they're
No.
going to lean on Marshawn Lynch?
No. Marshawn Lynch.
Not
is
even
about-
as a low end flex play or RB2.
maybe a
I mean,
flex play.
I think he's touchdown or bust.
Yeah, maybe as a flex play.
In standard, would you do it other than PPR? I know usually we focus on PPR, but in standard, would you roll him out there a little?
Standard flex, yes.
Okay.
Not my RB2. I don't like Marshawn Lynch. They just he doesn't.
Because you like pass catching running backs.
I love
Mhm.
pass catching running backs.
You do have
Now-
a bias to those.
Amari Cooper, Jordy Nelson. You're gonna start both of them. That's right. You're actually gonna start Amari Cooper in a football game. I know this is crazy. I know it's crazy.
I love it.
Actually, I have something. Our podcast league. I have Jordy Nelson in the lineup right now. Are we leaving him in the lineup
Yes, of course. we're
over
doing
Corey
that.
Davis and some other players?
Now, by the way, I just want to give everyone an update on our podcast league. We are 2-3, and we are playing someone who has started Jay Ajayi this week.
So if we lose,
We are poor managers.
Stop listening to us.
yes.
We have not done well. So anyway, as far as that goes, yeah, start both those receivers. I feel good about them now. Martavis Bryant, he had a pretty decent PPR
No.
week last week. He had a pretty decent PPR last week.
No.
12.3 points.
No! God, please, no!
Yeah, that's exactly how I feel about him too. I was going to say sit him. Jared Cook. Now, you probably, if Jared Cook's on your team, you probably don't have a lot of other options. However, they are sixth best against tight ends. Seattle is. And once again, they've played Denver, Chicago, Dallas, Arizona, and the Rams. So those are teams that don't really use tight ends a lot. But I think that they can key in on the tight ends and they can take them out of the game. I don't feel good about starting Jared Cook. If you have other options, go with them. Chances are you don't, because the tight end landscape is disgusting. So,
You know who's the top 5 in red zone targets?
is it Jared Cook?
He's Jericho.
All right. Seattle. Russell Wilson. You're going to start Russell Wilson.
We're not in the podcast league.
No, you're going to start Russell Wilson.
Who are we starting?
Chris Carson, start him. Chris Carson, start him. I see Russell Wilson's going to be throwing the passes near in the red zone. He might be running them in, but they really want to run the ball. So you're going to start Chris Carson for sure, depending on his health. And then Mike Davis. What do you do with Mike Davis?
If you're really hurting at running back, which some people are, I could honestly see people starting him this week.
I see him as an RB3, RB4 flex upside play.
Yeah, he's a touchdown dependent guy.
He is, but he got a lot of work last week. I do see them running the ball quite a bit this week. So I start him with caution. I'll say that. Now, Doug Baldwin and Tyler Lockett. Lockett the Rocket. I'm starting
Is
Tyler
that what
Lockett.
they're calling him now?
Yeah, I'm starting Tyler Lockett, and I'm going to start Doug Baldwin. And I'm going to start Nick Vannett.
Hold on. You're missing somebody. 2 touchdowns from last week.
I'm not starting. No, I'm not going to do that.
What?
No.
Ah,
Get out of my face.
you're not going to chase those touchdowns?
No, I'm not. I don't do that.
Are we talking about? So our listeners know and me. Talking about Moore.
Yeah, David Moore.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I don't chase touchdowns. I don't chase points like that. I try to go with sure things.
But his name's Moore, so you know he's bound to get more
He's gonna
touchdowns.
get more. Yeah, well,
It's so many good puns we can use with that.
classic. Psh. Now, they've done pretty well against the tight end position. Oakland has, but listen to the teams that they've played: the Rams, okay, Denver, okay, okay, Cleveland, and then some team that I wrote down that I can't read. My penmanship is not great.
All right. What's your biggest takeaways here, so we can move on from this game? Because we spent like a minute talking about the Big Bang Clock over there in London.
Start him. That's my takeaway. Start Nick Vannett. I think he's going to be a tight end 1 this week. Nick Vannett.
Ooh, that's spelunking with Josh. All right.
Hot take.
All right, moving over to another matchup with some interesting tight ends. Got the L.A. Chargers at the Cleveland Browns.
So with an over-under of 45 points, I'm saying you can start both defenses. Both defenses can get started this week.
Wow, we're back on the Chargers defense train.
No, I'm just saying it's going to be a low-scoring game if you're really hurting for defense this week. With not a lot of great matchups with defenses,
Okay.
that you could probably go with one of these teams because it'll be low-scoring. They probably won't hurt you too much. I think this week Austin Eckler finally doesn't find the end zone. We've been saying it for months now, but I think Cleveland, they're a pretty good defense. They play nasty, dirty football.
What changed your mind on the Chargers defense? Because didn't we talk about maybe starting Baker?
No. I said he has a great matchups coming up.
I'm starting him next week.
I know you are. You picked him up this week to start him next week. I saw it.
Absolutely, 100%.
But you don't want to start him this week.
I don't want to start him this week. Next week, though, he's got a great matchup, and I have Deshaun Watson. Deshaun, and he's playing Jacksonville. I would much rather start Baker against Tampa. I believe he's playing Tampa.
Okay. But going back to this, the reason so Chargers defense, why I'm okay to starting them. Almost all the Browns games have been very low scoring, close games. And if you're rolling the dice on a defense, you want it in a low scoring game. Because at least you're not getting Denver Broncos like last week where they gave 45 points up to the Jets.
Shots fired.
But all right, so I think Austin Eckler's going to fall off. Obviously, Keenan Allen, Phillip Rivers, you can start him. Melvin Gordon, you're starting him. Mike Williams is my question mark here, though. Are we rolling Mike Williams out there, or are we done with Mike Williams?
I
Doesn't even know.
So remember whenever I met you, and I always talked about how I didn't trust teams that had 2 names in the city? New Orleans, San Diego. You remember that?
No, but okay.
I didn't. New England. I didn't trust teams like
It's
that.
not a city, but okay.
Okay, shut your mouth.
He's talking about team names.
Shh. So anyway, and that's kind of where I'm at right now. Even though they moved from San Diego to Los Angeles, they still have 2. I just don't
But
trust.
Spanish, it's one word.
Okay, so I don't trust them. I don't trust them. I think you're kind of on a wait and see.
I'm the same way. You can't start Mike Williams. I don't really want to drop him yet, but I can't start him. There's no way.
Yeah.
You saying San Diego's one word in Spanish?
No.
Los Angeles.
I was going to say. If we learned anything from Ron Burgundy, it's definitely 2 words.
Yep. And we're moving on. Moving on to Cleveland. In the words of the great Bill Belichick. Moving on to Cleveland.
He didn't say that. He said moving on to Cincinnati.
He always says moving on to something, though.
Okay.
How about David Njoku?
That's what I'm actually getting into. So David Njoku, I am setting him.
What?
The Chargers have been really good against all tight ends this year.
Well, that's going to end.
And they've played good tight ends. They've played Travis Kelce. Do we remember Travis Kelce's week 1? Where we called him a bum?
Doo-doo.
1 catch for 5 yards? Yeah.
That
Wasn't
wasn't
good.
his fault.
It wasn't
Not a
not
good
his fault.
quarterback.
I'm saying, so the Chargers defense, they might not do anything right against wide receivers. They might not do anything good against running backs. But for some reason, they know how to cover a tight end. So I am off the David Njoku train this week.
Okay.
But I'm jumping on Jarvis Landry. This is going to be his bounce back game. This is going to be his big game with Cleveland. I'm expecting a touchdown and 65 yards.
All right.
He had a big game when Baker came in.
And then Baker said, I'm not looking your way anymore.
All right, and that wraps up our Chargers at Cleveland matchup. Now to a very...
You want me to talk about the running backs?
Or the wide receivers?
You just talked about wide
I
receivers.
talked one.
You didn't talk about
Do
Antonio
they have
Callaway.
any other-
Carlos Hyde? Yeah, you can
Antonio
start Carlos
Callaway,
Hyde.
Keep
Rashad
going.
Higgins.
Keep
I
going.
don't care about any of those guys.
What?
But
What?
Rashad Higgins, Antonio Callaway, I'm not starting either one of those.
Rashad Higgins is hurt.
Yeah.
I'm not going to start with
Antonio Callaway doesn't have his head on straight.
Talk
He's
about
possibly
the one
facing
guy that
charges.
you want to talk about, Carlos Hyde.
I just said Carlos Hyde. You can start him. That's it. And we move on.
Okay, next game.
I hate all of you. Arizona at Minnesota.
No, I wasn't prepared for that. Okay.
Which
No,
one?
I'm just kidding. This is going to be easy. This is going to be easy. Josh Rosen, sit. David Johnson, start because you drafted him high. Larry Fitzgerald, Christian Kirk, and Ricky Seals-Jones, sit. You can pretty much sit most of the
court. Start Kirk.
No, you can't.
It's time to start him.
No, you can't. No, you got Minnesota, Cousins, start them. Minnesota running backs, Dalvin Cook or Latavius Murray, I don't really care. You're going to sit both of them.
Is Dalvin Cook going to play?
He is looking like he's on track to play.
I hope he doesn't.
If he
doubt he
plays, he probably won't perform very well. Thielen, Diggs, Rudolph, start them. Duh. Next game.
See, it's funny. We had that same breakdown for a game that Minnesota had at home against another team that kind of looked like a low-end team. Remember that? Remember that week?
Yeah, I do.
Oh, it was against Buffalo. I think Arizona actually is better than Buffalo.
And they're not going to catch Minnesota off guard again. All right. We moving on?
Yeah, let's go. Next game.
That's fine.
I'm telling you, this was an easy game. I'm done. Next.
All right. Chicago at Miami.
All right, there's one Miami player I want to talk about and only one Miami player that I'm possibly even thinking of starting. That's Kenyon Drake.
No.
And it's only because they're going to be down.
Hit the... God, no. Just
I don't know why I like Kenyon Drake. They used him in the passing game a lot.
No!
Downs.
No.
No!
No.
No!
All right, I'm probably wrong. Probably should listen to these guys on Kenyon Drake. That's the only guy I'm even thinking about it. No Kenny Stills. No Tyna Hill. Nobody else.
No.
Jakeem Grant.
Nope.
No Austin
All right, so
Seferian
Chicago. Last time we saw Mitch Trubisky, 6 touchdowns, right? We're firing him up again? Heck no, we're not.
Jenkins? No.
Thought about
Miami
that.
is actually really good against wide receivers, too. So I don't see Allen Robinson, his favorite target, looking good at all.
Yeah, I agree.
I think Allen Robinson's going to have a very bad game. If you have another option than Allen Robinson, I would rather start Calvin Ridley this week than Allen Robinson.
Okay.
What?
No, I'm okay with that.
Jordan Howard, though. I think this is going to be Jordan Howard's coming back out party. I think they're going to feed him the ball, give him like 25 carries, and let him just eat back there.
I was going to allude to that, too. I think this is a perfect game for him to get back on track because they're not going to blow
Miami
Miami
cannot
out.
stop a running back.
Yeah, but they're not going to blow Miami out. It's going to be a game where it's going to be competitive. I think it's going to be actually a low-scoring game. And I love the Jordan Howard pick this week.
All right.
Should you talk about Trey Burton?
Or Tariq Cohen.
So Tariq Cohen, I'm not starting because if Jordan Howard gets all that work, I don't see Tariq Cohen getting a lot. And then Trey Burton, you can start him. Like we said, tight end's pretty rough. He's a top 10 tight end this week. It's probably a top 5
right.
tight end. But
I'm starting him against you. We're playing each other in 2 different leagues.
yeah,
And I hope that...
and I'm going to win them both.
Okay, well, I hope karma comes back to get you.
Yep. Never met her.
Actually, you did. Remember when you met her 2 years ago? Remember
Karma?
when you played my wife in the playoffs?
Yeah, whatever. All right, let's move on.
Let's move on to Carolina at Washington.
I guess he doesn't remember that. Carolina, Washington. All right, Cam Newton, start him. Did you see what Drew Brees did to this Washington defense? Yeah, they're not going to recover from that for weeks. So I'm going to go ahead and start Cam Newton. He's going to run all over him. He might even throw a couple teats. CMC, duh. You already know you're going to start Christian McCaffrey. Now, Devin Funchess, I like him as a flex play. Strictly as a flex play. Nothing more. Now, if Greg Olsen is back, I'm not going to start Greg Olsen. And I'm also not going to start Moore this week. I think you need to hold off on this. This Carolina passing attack is not great. It's all predicated around the running game and Cameron Newton and what he does in the running game. Cam Newton normally throws about 250 yards, and it's never to the person you're going to think it's going to be. So just be careful with that. Now, what are you going to do with the Washington side of the ball? So Alex Smith, he's not startable. He's not even streamable. He's thrown 4 touchdown passes all year. And he hasn't thrown for 300 yards yet in any of the 4 games that he started. That's not a starting fantasy quarterback in my mind. He does have 1 rushing touchdown. Woo. But 4 passing touchdowns in 4 games, and you haven't thrown for 300 yards? I'm sorry, that's just not an asset that I want anywhere near my team. Adrian Peterson got the separated shoulder. I don't feel good about starting him.
Yep. You want to separate him from your lineup if possible.
Yeah, I just feel bad about that. Now, Chris Thompson, if he's healthy, I'm going to start Chris Thompson because he's the only offense that this team is going to have. He was a little banged up in the last game. If he's healthy, depending on what they say, pay attention to this and pay attention to our Twitter account on Sunday because if he's healthy, we're going to play him. You're going to sit all the receivers. There's not one receiver in Washington I even remotely care about. I don't even care about them.
You say anything about Jordan Reed?
No. Jordan Reed, if he's healthy, you're going to start him.
Okay.
Obviously.
Just because you said receivers. So
Receiver.
Yeah.
Okay. Pass catchers.
Yep.
Well, if that's what you want to call it. All right. That's it on that game.
Is that yes to
Next.
Jordan Reed?
Yeah, Jordan Reed, if he's healthy, you're going to start him. You have to. You start him while he's healthy. You sit him when he's hurt.
What? You don't start him when he's hurt?
No, and he will be hurt.
Sorry, that was
It's not.
about
No, it's not like
injuries.
other one. He will be hurt.
Let's go over to Indianapolis playing at the Jets. We all know about that corner they have over there in New York.
the one with the concussion. Busted screen. Busted screen ain't going to be playing.
He's busted.
I know.
No,
Pat's all sad. He's crying. He's
No,
gonna,
that's just not true. He's gonna be rolled out there and he's gonna
Pat,
play.
just get your tissue. He ain't coming up there.
He's playing. He's taking off.
All right.
Busting screens.
You guys want to hear a hot take?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Yeah, let's
I
go.
like Robbie Anderson this week.
Because Quincy Enunwa doesn't have a hand.
That is one thing. I really like Robbie Anderson in standard because I think obviously he's touchdown or bust.
That's the thing.
I think he's going to get a touchdown. If Indy's defense was beat up so bad last week that they're not probably going to be healthier this week, and we saw what happened,
They were playing
think-
Tom Brady.
they were. And now they play the new Tom Brady, Sam Darnold.
Get shut. Shut your mouth.
Yeah.
No, I know. That's
Yeah,
okay.
don't.
All right. So, but I think
do it.
Robbie Anderson's okay. Question for the Jets. Do we go with the Crow or Pow Pow? Is it Pow Pow's week? Every other week we roll with the Crow, right? So stay away from the Crow, go Pow Pow this week.
He's still getting the work. Of course, it's below Powell.
All right. And then Andy
I mean,
Luck.
it's better logic than the tight end wheel in Baltimore. So yeah.
Yeah.
I actually have that queued up, so get ready for that
Oh,
game.
you do?
Okay,
Awesome.
awesome. All right. So and then Andy, we got Andy Luck. I'm starting Andy Luck this week. He's, I think, a good play. Question is, which wide receiver? Because I think we've already heard that T.Y. is probably going to be out. So do we go Chester Rogers,
R.I.P. T.Y.
Ryan Grant,
Ryan Grant's been giving you pretty consistent about.
or Zach Pascal?
It's not. No, Zach Pascal couldn't catch a cold.
He can tip it to the defense. Though.
Dude, I saw that. I was watching that Thursday night game, and I was like, how is he a professional player? How?
He's big. All right. So I think it's between Chester Rogers and
Ryan Grant.
I like Ryan Grant.
because he's the
He's a PPR guy.
he's the guy who's going to give targets. I think Chester Rogers could have a good game.
What do you think about Doyle being back in practice?
Oh, Doyle rules.
It's going to hurt the Ebron
No,
owners.
he's not going to play.
It'll hurt the Ebron owners bad.
You don't
He's
think
not gonna
Ebron's the guy now?
No, Ebron's a touchdown dependent. tight
No,
end.
he's the man, especially if T.Y.'s out.
No, he's still only playing like 45% of the snaps.
Don't even talk to
Yeah,
me.
9
about that.
receptions in the last week.
But the guy you
Two
can start
teams.
from Indy with confidence, Naheem Hines, if Marlon Mack's out.
I agree. 100%.
If Marlon Mack's there, it does kind of fade me a little bit on him. But with Marlon Mack still out, Naheem Hines, because they cannot run the ball, and Naheem Hines is a glorified wide receiver.
Okay.
And no defenses.
Of course.
What about the great leg they got over there in Indy?
Vinatieri?
Are we talking kickers?
Yeah.
Now we won't talk.
All right.
No.
Moving on.
Speaking of a kicker that's still injured, though, Greg Zuerlein for the LA Rams.
Rams
They're
and
playing
Denver.
at the Denver Broncos.
I don't understand why I have to talk about this, but
What are you talking about?
Jared Goff, start him.
The Rams are a touchdown favorite on the road. Does that
Yeah.
hurt you?
Rams, you're gonna start anyone.
Hold on. I do have one question, though. Pat, do you have a weather report for Denver this weekend?
It's gonna rain.
No, it's going to snow.
It's going to rain.
Have you heard of the weather
Yeah,
report?
it's already snowing. My mother-in-law lives in Denver. She just went back after we left SeaWorld this past weekend. And she's like, yeah, when I get back, it's going to be snowing. So she's working.
Jared Goff, I don't think, has ever played a game in snow.
Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. He's got Sean
might matter.
McVay. Got Sean McVay.
He'll rise up.
And you know he's leading the league in
And he's got
passing
little
yards.
hands.
He's leading the league in passing yards.
Yeah, he's also got little hands.
It does not matter. No.
Thermal expansion.
Thermal expansion. He'll just deflate those balls a little bit like Tom Brady, his hero.
Fake news.
That's real news.
Can you get back to the game?
All right, so Jared Goff, start. Todd Gurley, don't need to talk about it. Don't be stupid. Brandon Cooks and Cooper Kupp. If they are on the field, you are going to start them. If they are not on the field, you are going to start Josh
You're
Reynolds.
telling me if they wander onto the field out of the locker room from concussion protocol.
If they wander out there and they
No
happen
helmet
to be,
on.
if they happen to be suited up and active, then you're going to start them.
Kind of like Sante Samuel back in the day, right, Brad?
Yes.
Boom.
Now, here's the deal, though. With Josh Reynolds, here's the deal. So, obviously, you're going to start Robert Woods, too. If Josh Reynolds, though, if Cooper Kupp and Brandon Cooks are out of the game, Josh Reynolds is a great start. If one of those gentlemen play, and it looks like Cooper Kupp especially will play, you cannot start Josh Reynolds. Don't have him anywhere near your lineup. You're going to sit the tight ends for the Rams because, don't even talk to me about that. They don't use them. They're great, talented pass catchers, and they're not necessary. Now on the Broncos side
Talk
of the
about
ball.
Robert Woods?
Yeah, I said start him.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, if you,
He's the only healthy wide receiver.
yeah, you're going to start
It's
him.
a good wide receiver, yeah.
All of them are great. I think Cooper Kupp is the number 2 tight end.
No, I meant the only healthy
Oh,
good
number
wide
2.
receiver.
Yeah,
Hold on, the weather
Of
report.
course, Kupp and Cooks are good.
Sunday, high of 27 degrees.
it's going to be a little cold.
Get the hand warmers.
A little cold. Now, obviously, on the other side of the ball, you cannot start Case Keenum. You cannot start him. You can't start Devontae Booker for whatever reason keeps vulturing touchdowns, but don't start him. He doesn't belong on the field. He keeps getting work, and I don't understand it.
Running
Devonta
back by
Freeman,
committee.
you got to sit him. Philip Lindsay, I'm starting Philip Lindsay. I
You
like
say
him.
Devonta Freeman?
Yeah.
Oh, Royce Freeman.
There we go. Okay, you really threw me off.
Devontae Booker, Royce Freeman. Yeah. Anyway, don't sit both of them. Doesn't matter. You're not going to play him. Philip Lindsay, he's the guy. He's the guy you want to play.
I disagree because of the weather.
I disagree too.
Well, actually, hold on. Philip Lindsay's from Colorado.
Pass catcher.
We're not throwing the ball in 27-degree weather
Pass
with
catcher.
snow.
Yeah, he's going to run it, and he's going to be a pass catcher.
Okay.
All right. Jeff Herman, the tight end. Start him.
Okay, you're starting way too many people in this whole game.
Yeah.
Nope.
I'm starting the running backs, and that's it. But
Nope.
Shh.
This is my game. You talk when it's your
Yeah.
turn.
Show your face.
My hand goes up, your mouth goes shut. Okay?
Child, please.
All right. Manuel Sanders, start him. Cortland Sutton, sit him. Demaryius Thomas, start him. Next game.
So many disagreements over here.
That's
Yeah.
fine.
It's gonna be cold.
It's going to snow.
All right. Speaking of snow, somewhere it's not going to snow is in that nice comfy dome they got down in Houston. So let's talk about Buffalo at the Houston Texans.
You want to talk about an over-under? We got an over-under of 41, and I think they're expecting Houston to score all 41 of those points. Buffalo, there is only one person on Buffalo you even think about starting, and you probably don't even want to start him, and that's Shady McCoy.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
have 2 wins.
Don't
He gets
feel,
the volume, but he's not getting the production.
don't feel good about that.
He's not getting red zone look because they can't get to the red zone.
Oh,
So McCoy is the only person on Buffalo possibly starting.
Mm.
Can you look at the Buffalo defense? They have been playing better of late, and we saw the Cowboys get after Deshaun Watson. He is a little banged up,
no.
but I'm still not ready to do that yet either, especially Houston being at home. On Houston, I'm starting everything but the running backs.
Ooh.
Everything but the running because Lamar Miller's supposedly back fully healthy.
You're starting the cutie?
Oh, I'm starting Kiki.
Kiki.
Cutie.
I'm starting Nuke.
Of course, duh.
Yeah, I actually do think Nuke's gonna have he'll have a good game, but not one of his great performances you expect to see. And even Will Fuller,
The 5th?
the 5th,
Kind of like
First.
Alfred Blue. Going back to those running backs.
not with Lamar Miller back.
Is he back though? Is he back to full health?
He was full at practice.
He's a guy that needs volume to be successful.
Yeah, because he averaged 2.1 yards a carry. Last time I checked, that's not good.
Okay.
That's really all I got in this game. That's really
All
Houston's
right.
defense. You can start him. Josh Allen's going to turn that ball over.
Okay. Now let's get to the important.
Kickers.
We just don't like Buffalo, but that's all right. It's understandable.
No one likes Buffalo.
You want to get to the important game?
Yeah, I want to get to the important part of it. The wheel of tight ends.
Oh, we have it. All right. Baltimore at Tennessee. Here we go. Let's
So
spin it.
I spun the wheel, and we are seeing Hayden Hurst. Hayden Hurst is your
Hayden
tight
Hurst.
end
All right.
for the Baltimore Ravens.
Cue up the rookie.
Cue him up. He's the one that we're starting this week because that's what we got. I mean, we never know who it's going to be. The wheel says Hayden Hurst. We're going with Hayden Hurst. All right.
That's the
Flacco.
logic we have. So.
Flacco. Sit him. Tennessee has been great against quarterbacks. Okay. I understand that's a very weird thing to say because Tennessee's not a good team, but they're not really a bad team either. I don't trust Flacco in
Play
this
to their
matchup.
opponent, right?
Yeah, they do, 100%, and I don't trust them. Now, what do you do with Alex Collins and Buck Allen? I think they're flex options at best. Neither one of them gets the right amount of work. Javorius Allen sometimes gets the passing down work, and sometimes he doesn't. I just don't see this game getting out of hand to the point where they need to be catching a lot of passes. I don't like either one of them. I think, like I said, flex plays best. Now, the receivers. Crabtree, sit him. He can't catch this year for whatever reason. I don't understand why. And then you got Smoke, Willie Snead, John Brown, for some of you who don't know what Smoke is. John Brown and Willie Snead are going to be flex options. I actually like Willie Snead a lot this year. I think he's doing pretty good. They're flex plays. Now, on the Titans side of the ball, it is ugly. Oh, it is ugly. I was looking at this and I was like, what do I do? Well, Marcus Mariota, he's got 2 passing touchdowns all season. So that's good. Derrick Henry is averaging 3.4 yards per carry. So that's a good stat. How about Deion Lewis? 3.2 yards per carry, career low. So that's pretty solid. The plus about Derrick Henry, or Deion Lewis, excuse me, is that he's on pace to catch 67 passes, which in PPR is pretty good.
So you're burying the lead. Corey Davis, you starting him this week? That's the only person on Tennessee we're thinking about starting.
Corey Davis, I'm going to start Corey Davis.
I don't think you can. Jimmy Smith's back in Baltimore.
I'm starting him.
Okay. That's my opinion on it. But that's really the only person in Tennessee we're talking about.
No, we're talking about Hayden Hurst.
Yeah.
Oh, that's for Baltimore, though.
Yeah, that's Baltimore. He'll be in Tennessee, though. You are right.
Yeah.
Because the game's... Yeah.
Next question.
Next
So
question.
spelunking with tight ends. Let's go spelunking in this game for tight ends. Jacksonville at Dallas.
Oh, God.
Yeah, because Austin's Ferry Jenkins is going, Niles Paul firing him up.
Who? Sorry?
Niles Paul.
No.
Okay. Yeah. All right. So Jacksonville, I like Bortles this week. I think he's an okay streamer. But because I like Bortles, I also like Dallas's defense. Because you know what Bortles will do? He will Bortle his way all the way up there. He's going to have some turnovers. So Dallas defense isn't terrible. TJ Yeldon. Leonard Fournette's out till after the bye.
Oh, TJ Yeldon's like a start of the week, dude.
He is a borderline
Corey Grant's
RB1
out.
until
Fournette's out.
Fournette comes back. Yeah,
Which won't be till week 10.
at the earliest.
But they did sign Jamal Charles.
Yep,
Yeah.
not worrying about that yet.
Don't care.
My Jacksonville wide receiver that I'm picking, Dede.
We almost need a
was-
Jacksonville wheel.
Yeah, but I like Kiki. I want Dede. I just wanted to go with 2 little.
You just want to go a little ee-ee.
Yeah.
Little ee-ee.
Yeah.
Like a
Song
dolphin.
Next episode.
Like a little dolphin.
Yeah. So
That's the world
Dede's the Jacksonville wide receiver I like because Moncrief is touchdown dependent. We all know that he's always been touchdown dependent.
I like Moncrief.
Keelan Cole's kind of fell off a little bit. Dede's been the kind of consistent target guy.
I like Moncrief a lot, actually. His PPR.
Not in this
especially.
game, I don't.
What about Cole?
Not this game. I like Dede.
Odell is playing like garbage.
And Dallas, there's one person on Dallas you can start, and I'm even scared starting him this week.
Zeke?
That's it.
No, you can.
Nope.
No.
No, you can.
No.
Jeff Swain?
Are you? No, yeah, you can.
No!
That's right. It's the Jacksonville defense.
There's no one.
Yeah, there's nothing there. There's Zeke.
Remember that
that's it.
tight end that you guys were talking about?
Jeff Swaim?
Yeah.
Yeah, nope, not this one.
God, please, no!
No, you could.
Nope. Here's a song for the Dallas offense. It's dead. That Dallas offense is dead.
It's a
R.I.P.
mournful departure for Rob.
Yeah.
We miss you.
All right. Next game.
Are you
Next
ready?
question. This is
For
you.
Sunday Night Football with Carrie Underwood.
It's Carrie Underwood.
Please do something against the Chiefs. You're gonna need it.
Yeah, you're gonna need it. Showtime Mahomes will be on Sunday night.
Oh, this game has the makings.
Showtime Mahomes.
Makings of a
Hold on.
shootout here.
Does Collinsworth say Showtime Mahomes?
100%. What's the over under on that?
Oh my God.
I'm gonna
Yeah,
take.
is there a stat on that?
How many times? How many times?
Do we want to take bets here?
Oh, I think
I'm gonna
we-
go 0
0.
because he got so much backlash that he's not gonna say it at all.
Oh.
Nope. I'm going.
He's gonna have something else for him.
I'm going 4 times.
4 times?
Okay.
4.
That's the over-under?
Let me write
I
this
think.
down.
I think 4 is the over under, and I'm going to go over 4.
See, I think Chris Collinsworth just doesn't care about backlash and will go over 4.
No, hell no, I don't care about no backlash.
Were you taking like 20?
Yeah, something like that, sure.
20. That's a little high. You're saying 0.
It's not as bad as
I'm
Jason
saying
Witten.
0.
Yeah, Brad, you already lost.
I'm saying that he's gonna do
You
something
don't even. Yeah, you're.
because he doesn't want to copy ESPN. He's gonna do his own thing. Like, oh, I'm gonna call my
No, you already lost. He doesn't care.
It's gotta be like big time Mahomes instead of Showtime.
yeah, it'd be like maniac.
If he says
Mahomes.
big time, it still counts. I don't care what anyone says.
All right, let's actually get into this game, though. Brad, what do you think about this game? You think it's going to be a shootout?
Yeah,
What's the over-under for points? Not for
A
Chris
bajillion.
Collinsworth.
A bajillion 85.
just 59 and a half.
Oh,
That's not that high.
yikes.
That's pretty high.
Yeah.
Considering the Cowboy Jacksonville game's 40.5.
That's probably fine.
Yeah. Yeah. New England 3.5 point favorites though, because they're at home.
I was going to say, that's the only reason they're favorites, but
So Mahomes has started 5 games now, 6 games.
5?
Yeah. He
5-0.
Bill Belichick's been good against newer quarterbacks.
This ain't no new, normal, typical new quarterback.
I know, but did you hear what Bill Belichick was doing in practice?
No.
Did you hear about this, Josh?
No, what's he
How
doing?
did you hear about it? It's usually closed doors.
I don't know how anybody heard about this.
He's got an insider.
I think the reporter saw it, but they were starting the receivers 3 yards ahead of the line of scrimmage for the plays to make up for the speed
Oh. with
because
Hill
they don't
and
have
Hopkins,
people
yeah.
like in the practice squad that are as fast as Tyreek Hill. So the
Yeah.
wide receivers start 3 yards like already into the route.
That's not like unheard of.
Oh, wow.
3 yards though, that's a lot.
Yeah, but that's for Bill Belichick. It's not unheard of. But yeah, I mean that's what you need though, because I mean New England's defense is.
Will Patrick Chung be back?
Yeah, he'll be there. Eric Rowe's not there though.
Oh.
So you starting Hill?
Yes.
Are you starting Watkins?
Yes.
Starting Hunt?
Yes.
Starting Mahomes?
Yes.
Starting Kelsey? Who's
Yes.
better tight end, Kelsey or Gronk?
Kelsey.
That's Kelsey.
No, all wrong.
No, it's not wrong. It's factual. Okay. Well,
No, it's Gronk.
All right, Pat. Patriots. You starting Brady?
Yep.
You going anywhere near a defense in this game?
No. Say no. No.
All right. So you don't have to say the no drop. Got it. I was just messing around with you. Which running back do you like better for the Patriots?
I like both.
Yeah.
I honestly think this is a huge James White game because
Yeah,
they're going to
well-
be chasing scores back and forth.
Yeah, but Michelle is going to get his.
Yeah.
He'll get his, but I think James
If I had
White.
to choose one, I'm choosing James White. But I think both of them are going to get work.
I think James White's even a starting standard because he'll get so much work.
Best thing that's happened for you fantasy owners for the New England backfield is that 2 of them went on IR.
Yeah, and they're talking about bringing back Mike Gillislee.
He means
That's just not going to
he means nothing to them.
It really doesn't. All right, what about wide receivers? Starting Edelman, starting the other guy there?
Chris Hogan. So Chris Hogan did not practice today. This is huge news, I think. So Chris
No.
Hogan, he hasn't done anything right, but this is a game where
No,
they're
it's
going to
not
need
huge
every
news.
weapon out there.
It's not huge news.
They got Cordell
Because-
Patterson and Philip Dorsett. Who's been
because-
getting more work.
I know, but Chris Hogan's played a lot of snaps. We can say target share all that.
Chris Hogan's so close to getting cut. I don't care.
Yeah, but he did not
What's-
practice.
What's
So-
going to happen to
Yeah, what is your prediction for Flash there, Brad? Brad,
Either
T-Brad?
he gets 2 targets for
50 yards and a touchdown?
for like 10 yards and maybe a touchdown, or he gets like 10 targets because it's just bombs away.
It's just out of hand.
I think the touchdown pass he caught with Brady last week gave Brady a little more confidence in him.
Yeah, because
That even when he's covered, he's not covered.
because Brady and he didn't really like fight for it. He's just
Got
like,
to the ball.
He's like, it's just mine.
Yeah, I'm going to this.
Don't mess with me. I'm a grown man. You're not. It's mine.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's like when you're playing football with your kids in the backyard.
yeah. It's
Like, they kind of try to act like they're going for it, but they really have no chance.
or like when you were playing with the neighborhood kids. You're in 10th grade and they're over there and they're still in
The
middle school.
kindergartners, yeah.
Yeah, and you're like, don't mess with me. It's mine. I'm not gonna fight you for it because I don't have to.
Yeah.
Chiefs defense, though, coming off that big.
No.
Okay.
No. Next question.
All right.
No, but
that's it,
I
though,
do actually like Josh Gordon this week. I don't know why. It's such a risky play though.
I like Jules.
No, Julian Edelman's a safe one. We all know that's a safe.
In PPR.
But if you're playing a good team this week, like I have to play a good team in the ESPN league,
That's me.
yeah, I'm thinking about going Josh Gordon over
'Cause he
Tyler
needs the
Boyd
upside.
because I need the upside. I need the points.
Oh.
All right. I think that talks about all the offensive starters there. And yeah, stay away from Hogan. Hey, if you really need some upside, go after Cordell Patterson.
Don't do that.
All right, ready to talk about this Monday night game? We got the 49ers at the Packers.
This is like the worst Monday night game so far this year.
Actually, I like CJ Beathard as a streaming option.
I do, but this is like one of the worst Monday night games. It's going to be a bad game to watch.
No, it'll
Yes.
be. It'll be.
Yes, this will be worse than last week's Monday night game.
No, it'll be a football game.
Last week's game was bad.
No, there will be people out there on television playing football.
Yeah, and we'll have Jason Witten talking about it, and
Oh.
Booger on the sideline. Just
I would
scream,
rather
"Booger."
have Tony Romo so bad than Jason.
Well, everybody
Witten.
would. That's not a bad thing.
I can't wait till Dak's
You
out
gotta
of the game
bring him
and
back.
he becomes announcer, and then we just get to deal with all the Cowboys. We got Troy Aikman, we got Tony Romo, Jason Witten, Dak, buddy.
Jason
we already
Witten's
know what your
so
future
bad.
is.
Would you rather listen to Dez than Jason Witten?
100%.
Man, if ESPN went and hired Dez right now.
Oh, I would love it.
All right, but let's get into this game. So CJ Beathard, streamer.
Yeah, I love.
Are we starting any running backs for the 49ers? Are we starting Alf?
But if
Jacuzzi?
so, he's an interesting PPR. If Breida's not healthy, and the wide receivers are so bad, like Marquise Goodwin, I think Juszczyk Jacuzzi is a great flex option. And I can't believe I'm saying it.
Yeah. Burrito, though, so there was weird reports that came out. One said he had a significant limp, and then update 2 minutes later.
No
limp.
No limp.
So
He's
I don't
good.
know what they're looking at. How do you go from...
They don't know what a
significant-
crip walk is. That's what that is.
It's a Seawalk. He joined a gang recently.
All right, he's a good guy. Let's not talk about it. Any wide receivers 49ers are starting?
No, don't even ask that question.
Kittle?
Yes.
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
Duh. Next
So
question.
no wide receivers at all.
No, they're not
We
even
can
on
start Devontae Adams.
Yeah, we can.
Packers.
Packers. We love Devontae. Now, you're starting the number 2 no matter who they are. If it's Valdez Scantling or Geronimo or Randy Cobb,
Whoever's the healthiest is what we're starting.
whoever's the healthiest, yes, the healthiest number 2, you're going to
It's
start.
Equanimous.
It's not Equanimous.
Yeah.
He's got future potential. Right now, he's not quite there yet.
All right.
What about
Running
the
backs
Running back situation.
for the Packers. I don't like them.
So here's my thing. I actually kind of like Aaron Jones this week because I think they get up. They get up early on the 49ers.
I'm good. Maybe I'll start him against you.
Go for it. Start him.
Maybe I will.
You do.
Why
No.
do you like Aaron Jones in a...
He's the better running back.
Obviously.
Aaron Rodgers has came out publicly and said that he's the better running back and he wants playmakers on the field.
That's a fact.
And let's be honest, Aaron Rodgers is he pretty much runs that team. Let's get this straight. He'll last longer there than Mike McCarthy probably will.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Mike
he's the
McCarthy's
guy.
going to be done this year, son.
Yeah. So I think Aaron Jones, as soon as they get a lead on the 49ers, because the 49ers defense is bad, they're going to lean on Aaron Jones, let him get the work.
You think so?
They should. They need to.
They should. Just because they should don't mean they will.
And then Jimmy Graham.
Start.
I mean, tight end's so bad that you have to start him, but man, I don't want to.
No,
Yeah,
but
he
you
hasn't had a
said
great year.
he was going to be a top.
I didn't think he
he
would drop touchdown passes.
But you said.
Yeah, that's kind of what his
But
job
you-
is.
But you said.
Yeah,
But you said.
I did said a lot of things.
But you said it.
We're on like show 50. I've said a lot of things. We had like an hour and a half show back in the day. Remember that?
Yeah, the
That was
marathon.
long.
That was a good time.
All right, quick recap of Thursday Night Football before we send you guys off into your Week 6 matchups. Philly handled New York Giants pretty much all game, all day long.
Not
34-13. Big win for the Philadelphia Eagles. Big division win. Wentz had a pretty big game at about 280 passing yards, 3 touchdowns. And Saquon, I believe, I don't know the numbers, but just watching it.
Fantasy MVP.
He had over 200 yards of offense.
I was going to say, it looked like he was doing a lot of things.
37.9 points in PPR.
Oh my
He
God, that's
was
insane.
he was a grown man, straight boss tonight.
So who called that fantasy MVP?
How'd Odell do?
Who called that fantasy MVP?
Wait, did
I think. it
what
was
did
you.
Zach Ertz do though?
He had 17 points.
Okay,
I thought Alshon was going to be the fantasy MVP, but Saquon in the second half just.
yeah, he's a straight boss, dude.
What I did. It's called home team running back. Come on, cheat code.
How'd Odell do?
He got you 10 points.
He was a bus sandwich.
Yeah, that's a bust for Odell.
He got you 10 points.
That's Willie Snead numbers. I don't need Willie Snead numbers out of Odell.
Not
He
out
didn't
of
throw
your,
any touchdowns.
not out of your first round pick. You don't want a bus sandwich. That doesn't taste too
He
good.
did kick a field goal before the warm ups.
He also punched an air conditioner out there on the
He had to
sideline
use his hands for something.
because he wasn't using it to catch touchdowns. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Carson Wentz had 3 touchdowns, just under 300 yards.
He did that on accident.
I know. You talk about the running back situation where they pretty much split carries.
Smallwood.
No, we haven't talked about that yet.
All right, so Smallwood had 18 carries, 51 yards. Clement had 11 carries for 43 yards, but got the touchdown. And it's pretty much a split there because they're using Clement in the passing game. He had 3 catches for 26 yards. Smallwood had 1 catch for no yards.
Nice.
Get out of
Still
here,
a point.
Smallwood.
PBR.
It will be until they stat corrected and say it was a backward lateral.
Yeah, get out of here, Smallwood.
Zach Ertz did have a lateral.
He had a what?
He lateraled the ball to Alshon Jeffrey.
Good for you, dude.
Yeah.
So I know we didn't really talk about the Giants much other than Odell and Saquon. How'd Sterling Shepard do?
He threw a blindside block and almost got ejected.
Wonderful.
So he had 3 for 37.
3 for 37, 6.7 points in PPR. Great.
Oh,
That'll
that's
hurt
not
me.
replacing Evan Ingram.
Nope.
All right. I think that pretty much wraps it. Is there any other guys you want to talk about? I mean, Evan Ingram
Nelson
didn't play.
Aguilar got loose in the backfield again.
Everyone was getting loose.
Well, so the play he got loose on, Carson Wentz was rolling right and was like, "Oh, can't go this way. I'm going to go left." And like Aguilar just saw him and was like, "Oh, there's nobody on that side of the field. I'm just going to run that way."
The Eagles
Smart.
topped their season high on points in the first half. They were scoring points on accident. The only reason there weren't more points scored is because they let up. They're like, okay, let's not kill them.
Alshon Jeffrey did have a huge game. Did you talk about his
No, we didn't talk about
8
it.
receptions, 74 yards?
80
Did you
receptions?
say 80?
8.
I heard
8.
80.
80 receptions?
8 receptions.
In one game?
For 74
Gotta be a
yards and
record.
2
Oh my-
touchdowns.
that's got to be a record.
And he wasn't the fantasy MVP. It's weird.
That's banana sandwich.
No, so he had 27 points. So he did really great on everybody's bench, probably.
Yeah. All right. I think that covers it.
I think so. Anything you guys want to add before we roll into this week? All right. Thanks again for tuning in at the Empty Wagon Fantasy Football Podcast. Follow us on Twitter at EmptyWagonFF. What, Brad? Okay. And tune
That's a
in.
great way to do an outro.
Tune in next episode when we do our week 6 recap, and hopefully this helps you win your week and win your fantasy league. Crap.
Pat's playing Saquon Barkley this week.
Good night.
Yes.
And it's going to be cold in Denver. Don't start any of those Denver.
Gonna be cold.
Later.
I was like, who's Bird playing?
Still
So
recording.
you've lost in already.
No, he hasn't, because he's actually only